We just got confirmation of 2 new explorable locations that are going to be available in the open world for Marvel Spider-Man 2. We're going to be talking about that and more in today's video, since there's been a ton of news that dropped when the pre-orders went live yesterday. Thankfully, I got my pre-order in. I even secured an extra pre-order for the physical copy of the game, and don't you worry, I'm definitely going to be running some giveaways here on this channel if I have any extra codes for the pre-order bonus content. But we got a lot to go over in today's video. Before we do so though, if you're hyped for Marvel Spider-Man 2, every single day we're just a little bit closer. Scroll down, hit the thumbs up button, share your hype with me. Let's go for 5,000 likes once again. And with that being said, let's just jump right into it. So unfortunately, we didn't end up getting a brand new trailer yesterday, as sometimes they do this at Insomniac with the release of the pre-order for Marvel Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4, and then as well the pre-orders going live for Spider-Man Miles Morales. We got a brand new trailer for those games that showed off the pre-order bonuses. So, I was under the impression that when Marvel Spider-Man 2 was going to go up for pre-order officially, that we would get a trailer showing off the Arachnite suit for Peter and then the Shadow Spider suit for Miles, which would have been amazing, but didn't end up happening. Thankfully though, Insomniac did not leave us high and dry. They did not leave us hanging like the PlayStation Direct website left you guys hanging when you were trying to pre-order your collector's edition in the US yesterday. The splash page on the PlayStation website was updated for Marvel Spider-Man 2 with some brand new information, including a new synopsis for the game. It says here, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Miles Morales return for an exciting new adventure in the critically acclaimed Marvel Spider-Man franchise for the PlayStation 5. Swing, jump, and utilize the new web wings to travel across Marvel's New York, quickly switching between Peter Parker and Miles Morales to experience different stories and epic new powers as the iconic villain Venom threatens to destroy their lives, their city, and the ones they love. That's pretty intense, man. That makes it seem like it's quite personal, that Venom is going to be someone who clearly knows who both Peter and Miles are behind the mask. I mean, if it's going to be Harry or Norman, whoever it might be, I feel like it's definitely going to be personal for Peter specifically, considering that Peter has a symbiote. The symbiote would probably reveal the identity of Spider-Man to whoever gets the symbiote next. But also, there's just such a huge focal point in that synopsis, specifically and entirely on Venom. No mention really of Kraven, which kind of worries me a little bit. I hope Kraven still plays a massive role in the story. I like what they did with Mr. Negative in Spider-Man PS4. He kind of takes up the first 2 acts up until we get into the Sinister Six. But I really would have liked if he was just his own big villain, and the Sinister Six were their own thing. So I kind of hope that in Spider-Man 2, it's not going to be one of those situations where we just deal with Kraven, no problem, and then by the second act, we get into the Venom stuff. I kind of want Kraven to always be lingering there. Like, it would be cool if in the final act of the game, it has to be Miles maybe taking on Kraven while Peter has to fend off against Venom alone. It would just raise the stakes. Each individual Spider-Man has to face off against a massive threat to New York City and one of the greatest foes that they'll ever go up against. And it also just increases the importance of a villain like Kraven alongside Venom. It doesn't make it seem like, okay, Venom's the main show, Kraven was just the appetizer. We'll have to wait and see though. I don't want to make too many assumptions here. Some people have pointed out to me though that the synopsis for the game is actually different if you go to the PlayStation Store to pre-order the game specifically within your PlayStation 5. On your PS5, the synopsis will read as follows. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Miles Morales face the ultimate test of strength inside and outside the mask as they fight to save the city, each other, and the ones they love from the monstrous Venom and the dangerous new symbiote threat. Now, some people took that last line there as them maybe hinting that Carnage might show up in this game, but I do not think that's the case. I'm pretty sure that this is just in general a reference to the fact that the symbiote is a threat. Peter has the symbiote before it's passed on to Venom. And so in a way, Peter might end up being one of those threats to New York City that we might have to face off against. I think that there probably will be a fight in this game between Miles and Peter with the symbiote. We'll have to wait and see though. But if we scroll down on the PlayStation website, there's also a couple of bullet points here that give us some more information about the game. It shows a screenshot of Spider-Man with those arms that we saw in the reveal trailer, and it says an evolution of the Spider-Man story. The incredible power of the symbiote forces Peter and Miles to face the ultimate test of strength, both inside and outside the mask, as they balance their lives, friendships, and their duty to protect those in need. Yes, of course, that symbiote is going to be such a huge focal point of the game here, of course, because Peter has it at some point or another, and then it gets passed on to whoever becomes Venom. And yes, of course, the friendship between Peter and Miles is going to be put to the test with the symbiote, but also people like MJ are involved here, and you got to wonder what the effects of the symbiote are going to have on their relationship between Peter and MJ. It also mentions here, experience 2 playable Spider-Men. Quickly swap between both Spider-Men as you explore an expanded New York City. This is honestly a feature that I am really excited to see in action. It's been teased by Brian Intar that essentially you could press a button and switch between Peter and Miles or vice versa. And I know some people were trying to draw comparisons to something like GTA 5 that did it like 10 years ago. Yeah, okay, but there was a hidden loading screen in there, and even when it came to next-gen consoles, it wasn't super fast, it wasn't instantaneous. And granted, this might not be either, we don't know yet, but if it is, man, that would be extremely exciting. It also says below, battle iconic Marvel supervillains, with a photo there of Kraven the Hunter. Fight against a variety of new and iconic villains, including an original take on the monstrous Venom, the ruthless Kraven the Hunter, the volatile Lizard, and many more. It was already a safe assumption that we were going to face off against many different members of the Rogues Gallery for Spider-Man in this game, but it's good to get official confirmation. You know, Kraven, Venom, the Lizard, they aren't the only villains that are in town this time around. I am very excited to see what that Rogues Gallery is going to look like. Will there be returning villains from the first game, and what other new villains are they going to introduce? We know that Wraith is potentially one of them, as she was seen on that tablet from Kraven. But then finally, and maybe even most importantly, we got confirmation, like I said at the top of the video, of 2 new explorable areas that are going to be within the open world of Marvel Spider-Man 2. We already know we're going to Queens. We already know we're going to have Brooklyn in there as well, so that's very exciting. You know, the map has already been confirmed to be about twice the size of the first 2 games, which is amazing, and I cannot wait to explore it and see all the different new things that are going to be available. But it mentions here on the PlayStation website that we can visit an expanded Marvel's New York, explore a larger Marvel's New York than ever before, featuring 2 new boroughs, Brooklyn and Queens, as well as locations like Coney Island and more. This was a pretty safe guess. If you know New York, Coney Island is pretty much right there next to Brooklyn. It's a part of Brooklyn essentially, so a lot of people would have assumed that this was going to be the case. So it's great to hear though that Coney Island is going to be one of those new explorable locations that's going to be available within the open world for Marvel Spider-Man 2. But also, some people noted that if you went to the PlayStation Store and looked at Marvel Spider-Man 2 and looked at the overview for the game, it also mentioned that one of the new locations was the Emily May Foundation. And you may remember me mentioning this a little while back in one of my past videos. That concept art of Venom that we got from Summer Game Fest has a billboard to the left of it that says the Emily May Foundation. Clearly, this is setting up the stakes. Emily is the name of Harry Osborn's mother, you know, Norman's wife, so clearly something's going on there that's going to have a connection between Peter and Harry. Now, whether that's confirmation that Harry's going to be Venom, or maybe if they'll make Norman Venom, who knows? We'll have to wait and see when we get our hands on the game, but they're definitely setting up something there. And the mentioning specifically of places like Coney Island and then as well the Emily May Foundation mean to me that those are going to be 2 places that we're going to get some big set pieces from. So, you know, maybe Spider-Man's going to be riding around on the Ferris wheel. He's going to be looking at his phone, checking if he's subscribed to the channel, checking if he's got those notifications on to be ready for the next Spider-Man 2 video, and then Venom's going to come and attack out of nowhere. Regardless, it's just really exciting to see how much they are expanding with the open world. Being twice the size of the first game, there's going to be so much to explore. It's going to be so dense, and I cannot wait to just look through everything, find every collectible, see every Easter egg. And with that being said, now I want to kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section below. Out of all the news that I got for you in today's video, what gets you the most excited? Is it that brand new synopsis detailing what's going on with Venom? Is it the information about quickly swapping between heroes? Or are you most looking forward to seeing and hearing about those brand new locations that we get to explore within the open world? Sound off with all your thoughts in the comment section below. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.